We continue now at the top of Daf Kuf Samach Amud Aleph and Meseches Bava Basra. This is Bava Basra Daf 160a. This is the beginning of the 10th parak of Bava Basra. The Mishnah says, get poshet, when you have an ordinary get, which means to say an ordinary document, Eidov mitocho, so then the Eidim, the witnesses, are signed on the inside, and Mekusher, when you have a tied document, that's a folded and tied document, Eidov me'achorov, so then the witnesses, they are signed on the back. And the Rashbam explains, get poshet, shtar poshet, it just means an ordinary document, ke'en shalanu, like our documents, she'eno taf or mekusher, they're not sewn, they're not tied, kidel kaman, as we'll say later on. V'chol shtarus kruyin get, and all documents are referred to as a get, even though it says here get poshet, it's not referring specifically to a get isha, it's referring to any kind of document. Kedaminan bi'alma v'get chov she'en bo achrayis, like we say in general, we say a get chov without achrayis, that's referring to a regular document. Uvein begitin, uvein b'shar shtaros ma'iri, this mission is talking whether by a get isha, whether by other documents, kedaminan b'gemara, like we say in the Gemara, kedei shelo ta'achlok bin gitin l'shtaros, we don't want to make distinctions between gitin and shtaros. And the Rashbam continues, Eidov mitocho, again by an ordinary document, the witnesses are signed on the inside. It means besof hashtar, at the end of the document. Kemosha anu noagin lachsom besocho, just like we do. On an ordinary document, the witnesses are signed on the bottom. And mekusher, when it's a tied document, Eidov me'achorov, the witnesses are signed on the back of the document. Kosev shita, what happens is, according to the Rashbam, is one line of the document is written, umeniach cholok kashir shita, and then you have a blank line, the same exact size as the line that you just wrote on. Haksuva, the same size again as the written line. The kofla al hacholak, and then you fold over that written part on that blank space. V'tofer, and you sew that part up. V'yacharkach kosev shita, then he writes another line. Umeniach shita cholak, and again leaves another line blank. V'kofla al hacholak, and then folds it over again on that blank part. It's kind of like folded accordion style. V'tofer, and he sews it up. V'chein harbe, he does that for many of the lines. Kedei makom toref hashtar. That's for all the area of the toref hashtar. The toref hashtar is the part of the shtar that is unique. Let's say you have a get isha, divorce document, so that's the part of the shtar with the name of the man, the name of the woman, etc. Then you have the tofes of the shtar. The tofes is the part of the get that's the same in all gittin, the part of the document that is similar by all of those kinds of documents. V'aidim chasumen mi bachutz. And when it comes to a get mekusher, the witness is signed from the outside, meaning on the back of the document, ke'inyan shepershu amoroi begemara, like the amoroi will explain in the Gemara. Uvilvan shelo yu kasharav merubin me'edav. You can't have more folds than witnesses, Kiritnan Meseches Gittin, like it says in the Mishnah Meseches Gittin, Dahavale Kereach, that's called Kereach, V'tofes Shel Shtar, Kosav Kulo Ke'en Pashat. Now when it comes to the rest of the document called the Tofes, which is again the standard wording of the document, that's written like an ordinary document. That's not done with the folds. V'zeu hanikr lefanenu hapashut shebe mekusher. That's what's going to be called. The Gemara will refer to that as the ordinary part of the document within a mekusher document. Ve'elu hakfeilos kol kefel v'kefel b'fnei atzmo. Now every single fold is on its own. It's an independent fold. V'nira mibachutz bein kefel lekefel kein kesetz hasofer. And from the outside between the folds, what it looks like is the inkwell of the scribe, kazel, like this. And this is the picture that we have on the side of the Gemara. We'll see another in a moment. V'chein mukach beGemara, and that's proven in the Gemara. Sha'edim hachasumen al kol kasher v'kasher nikroin v'nirin mibachutz. That the witnesses that are signed on each fold, you're able to read that and you can see that from the outside. Another picture over here of the get mekusher, according to the Rashbam, is again it's folded like this, accordion style. You have it written right over here, and then you have a blank over here, so it's folded in that manner. After it's been folded, it looks like this. That's probably what this diagram over here is trying to show you, what it looks like after it has been folded. And we will note over here that the Rishonim have a lot of disagreements in terms of what exactly a get mekusher looked like. It seems that there were no more documents that were mekusher at the times of the Rishonim, and so therefore they're trying to derive from the Gemara exactly what it looked like. This is how the Rashbam describes it, but again, there are many opinions in the Rishonim exactly what a shtar mekusher looks like. And the Mishnah continues, Pashat shekasvu eidov me'achorov. Let's say you have an ordinary document, but the witness is signed on the back. Or mekusher shekasvu eidov mitochu. Let's say you have a mekusher document, but the eidim sign on the inside. Shneihem psulin. Those are both disqualified. Those are not kosher documents. Rabbi Chanina ben Gamliel says, mekusher shekasvu eidov mitochu. Let's say you have a get mekusher, and the witness is signed on the inside. Kosher, that actually is fine. So pashat, because if you just unfold it, you can make it an ordinary document, so it's it's fine. Rabbi Shimon Gamliel Omer Hakol Kaminak Hamadina. Rabbi Shimon Gamliel says everything follows the local custom, and the Rashbam says Hakol Kaminak Hamadina. Begemar Mefarish. The Gemara will explain what exactly that means. And the Mishnah continues, get pashut when you have an ordinary document, Eidov Bishnayim. You have two witnesses that sign an ordinary document. And the Mishnah continues, Umakusher, when it comes to a document that's Makusher, Beshlosha, then you have three witnesses. Pashut Shakasa Bo Eirechad, if you have an ordinary document with just one witness, Umakusher Shakasa Bo Shneidim, or let's say you have a Makusher and has two witnesses, Shneim Psulin, both of those are disqualified again, because an ordinary document needs two, and a Makusher needs three. And the Gemara says, Minohani Mili, from where do we know this? And the Rashbam explains, Minohani Mili Sheyesh Shnei Mine Shtaros Chalukin Zemizeh Be'edim Uvakisher. How do we know that there are two kinds of documents that are distinct from one another in terms of the witnesses, in terms of the way they are tied? Amar Chanina says, the Yomar Kratz, because the Pasuk says, this is a Pasuk in Yirmiyahu, Sados Bakesef Yiknu V'chasov B'sefer V'chasom V'hoid Edim. It says again, you're going to purchase these fields with money, and you're going to write it up in a document and seal it, and that you're going to have witnesses. And we understand as follows: Sados Bakesef Yiknu V'chasov B'sefer. It says in the pasuk again, you're going to purchase the fields with money, and you'll write it up in a document. And we will continue with this discussion in the next video on Daf Kuf Samech Amud Beis.